I can't deny the desire to apply my inspiring war-minded.
Hello, friends, family, and enemies alike. Welcome to another episode of EvonyBites. We're live right now, hot and heavy, in the middle of another server war. This has been a spicy one, not just for fighting activity, because honestly, I've really only been online for maybe an hour yesterday, an hour today, or something. So I haven't been on a bunch, but those 2 hours were active in chat with the enemy server and active on the battlefield in the moments they were active. And I just wanted to jump on here, like I always try to do in Server War Live. I really want to go over something that became a real topic of discussion here recently. I don't know what's going on at Throne, if there's a Throne true. It doesn't seem there's a Throne truce. You know, it's been a little active, so I don't want to move exactly to Throne and Unbubble because I'm afraid someone will think they can't attack me. And we don't want that. So I want them to know they can attack me. So let's drop this bubble here. Why am I dropping bubble? Well, that's because we're recording a video, and that would be fantastic if we could catch some defenses while we're doing this, because that's always fun. And also, I really need to capture some live fighting due to the nature of the topic I'm going to go over here. Let me pop over here. So I got in a little spat with this fella here, Cyber. We've been talking in private message. If you're watching this video, bro, shout out to you. That was a lot of fun going back and forth violently on the field and in chat. I appreciated it. But honestly, no harm, no foul, man. I'm glad we got to talking about everything, and you seem like a cool dude. And honestly, he's got the best attack I've personally received playing on this server so far. So he's up there. He's starting to move in the 2,500% range, and yeah, it's starting to get there. A lot of people say to me in comments and such, you know, wait till it's 3,000, you'll get smoked when people are 3,000. That may be. I have not tried this account against 3,000 people yet. Obviously, they don't exist. But this guy's the closest I've gotten. So we'll show you those reports. But in any case, he promised me a good time yesterday, and that probably people weren't online. Not enough people or his rally buddies weren't online yesterday, which I get that. And he said he would tear me up today, in not so many words. He put a little more flavor on it, but he promised to fuck me up today, right, with a bunch of rallies. So as soon as I got on this evening, I saw him going at it, you know, telling somebody else he was going to bend him over in chat, and I thought, oh, somebody pop on over there. So I popped over. I ghosted a little bit of Cav, which is rare for me. I don't normally ghost Cav, but I just had a feeling on this dude because he hit me with archers yesterday. So I just had a feeling he might come in with archers again. So I ghosted a little T13, I'll show you that, and a little T12 and 11. The little bit of Cav I do have. And then I went into my city, as I always do when I fight. And I don't know if you guys have seen me, but one time actively take these rallies. But what I do, and unfortunately I have no troops to revive right now, but what I do, I know an attack's incoming. As soon as I landed over there, I was pleasantly surprised that my screen lit up with rallies, so I silenced that shit, got it out of my way, and then I came exactly right here, and I sat exactly like I am right now and revive. Well, after I've been drinking, right? I mean, I've had a little fireball. So after a second, I was like, oh, well, let me just go on into the revive. Look, I'm no professional. It's not like I have a set method for doing this, man. I totally play by gut. I was going to sit here on the revive window, but I'm not actually sure. I wasn't actually sure if you could go into the revive window and just hit revive right there. So I just went ahead and went there. I noticed I had about, 2 million or something T1 calves still in revive from when he hit me yesterday. I forgot about him. So I hit revive on those a couple times. And then as I'm hitting revive on those, pleasantly surprised again, here comes the rallies, right? And I didn't know what he did. I don't know if he's in the solo or maybe one of them. I didn't think they could all join that quick. This was literally very quick. A lot of times you'll see even on my videos here, a lot of times people will set rallies and let them sit there for a while. I don't know what they're doing, maybe chatting, roasting some marshmallows, juking me out. I don't know what they're doing, but they did not do that. These guys, Cyber didn't do that. They set the rallies, and I had time to come in here and hit revive on a couple T1 Cav, and then all of a sudden, bam, like it was, they launched. I saw my power go down, which is what I watch. So you guys know my power is the only thing I really watch to know what to do. Now, he had 4 big rallies set on me, and he's a pretty powerful guy, so I already knew I was going to have to do something pretty quick. I didn't want them to double penetrate me. So I didn't just watch my power. But when you have this revive window open, you can't see anything. But if you're waiting right here, you see your power. So if the first one hits and you lose, I don't know, 2 or 400 million, in my case, I don't care, because there's what I call the blub. You know, you get hit, those first 1 or 2 might take some pretty good power, but then after that, they really stunt out for a little bit. You get in the blub, you know. So I'm okay, but as soon as I see some go down, you start mashing it, right? Well, anyways, as soon as they launch some at me and I realize here comes all these troops into my revive window, because if you're staring at the revive window, you'll actually see the troops drop in. Now, what you have to do is you have to change it from 5 time to 50 time, that stupid little menu at the bottom. But that literally takes a split second. As soon as troops start going bam and dropping into that revive, the hospital, just hit 50 and start smashing that thing fast as you possibly can. Now, luckily tonight, I had 0 lag. You know, I have chosen a phone. This is going to sound nerdy and ridiculous, and it is. But I have chosen the phone that I use based on how it works with Evony. As a matter of fact, I keep several phones, and I use them based on how they work with Evony. And I happen to have the phone that runs the fastest it possibly can. I have absolutely no lag here. And I have a very good connection, and so I don't really have lag that often, at least on my end. Evony certainly does. In this case tonight, there really wasn't lag, and I was able to hit that revive pretty successfully. And once I realized all 4 were coming in, I just sat there and kept hitting revive. I did not realize how many troops I was actually able to get revive while I was being hit. I just always assumed that as soon as those end, there will be some kind of hesitation between that and the next oncoming onslaught. And in that moment, I'd rather get back all the troops I can. If it's 10 million, if it's 10 million power, if it's 20 million power, if it's 40 million power, whatever I can get back in the meantime, I'd like to get it. So I hammer that. Well, I didn't realize until tonight that apparently I do that very quickly. And tonight it was just a supreme case of that. Because you can see he comes back here, and here's what happens. After these reports happen, he comes back in and he basically says, I'm going to get reported for botting. You know what I mean? It's impossible to heal 126 million troops in 3 seconds. Well, I don't really know what to say about that. I'm still a little bit set back by that. I've never even heard that in my life. To be frank with you, I've never used a bot on mobile, and I don't understand how they would even work. I didn't know there was bots advanced enough to like fight for you or do things you could control. Like, for real? You got bots like that? Sign me up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if anybody's got a bot like that out there, you want to sponsor or throw me something, I'm down. But I'm telling you right now, I don't have that. I never even heard of that. So I'm a little set back that someone thinks that exists. But instead of being irritated by it or upset, actually, I'm just kind of honored. Like, really? My defense style resembles an automation? Sweet. Really, I just hammer that button, and I'm kind of loosey-goosey. And you guys know by watching me on here, I'm not always sober. Like, sometimes I'm buzzed. I'm not here to be professional or sound great. I never claimed to do that. I'm actually here to show some videos and play Evony. And you see that I'm kind of sloppy. I mean, it's no bot, right? But I mean, if you do things correctly is the point here. You're on top of your defense. You stay on point. And to me, in my opinion, I don't fight on map view. There's risk in that. There's risk in that because, let me go back to map. There's risk in that because I used to puddle jump. This is how I fought for many years. Incoming waves come. Let's say one hits me right now. Bam, a wave hits me, and I just decide, oh, I don't really like that. You know what I mean? So bam. Well, the next one misses me, and then the guy's like, oh, he moved. He's right there. Send another one. And you're like, bam. Oh, wait, he moved. He's over there. Send another. Bam. Move here. If one comes in that I want to take, I'll go ahead and take that one, but I don't want to take the second one. So I just move right here. And a lot of times you just want to be ready. People are coming at you, and I'm sitting here. If I think someone's going to come get me, I'll already have my castle right here. And I'm fighting like this, and looking at the screen like this. I take the waves I want, don't take the waves I don't want, and I control that by just simply going, I decide not to. Beep. By the time someone can respond to you moving right there and hitting you again, you can simply do it again. And in fact, you can move yourself so quickly away like this and just keep scrolling further away. You got a couple seconds. And then further away, you got a couple seconds. You know what I mean? And it's puddle jumping. You can fight and escape and dip and dodge. You don't even have to be that powerful. Just avoid the hit, And that's how I used to play. I don't know, call it laziness or advancement. I don't know which one it is, but I now play in here. I don't look at the map. I don't need to. I mean, why do I need to? So what I do is I watch my power, as I said before. If my power gets crazy, fix it. Go in here and heal and revive. You're right here. Just calmly do it. No one's going to get through you. What me? No one's going to get me through me or any strong defense. Any of you guys that can hold some defense, they're not going to get through you. And less time than you can get in there and pull some troops back. Maybe this is just something I deal with, but it seems natural actually that you've got time to heal. But anyways, if I heal all I want, I sit here and heal, sit here and revive. If things get too sticky, okay, just hit your items, go in here and hit a truce. I mean, it's really just truce up, you know. It's all right here inside of the city. I don't have to go outside for anything. I can put my buffs back on. I can watch my power go down. I can check reports. I could go in here and put a truce on if I want to without even going outside. I could just be like, you know what, I'd like to move, hit a random teleport. You're back in your city fighting again. But to the enemy, you just disappeared somewhere. Well, the screen never even changed to you. Stay calm. You know, just stay really calm and stay inside your city. All right, so I ended up talking to Cyber in private message. I really enjoy him. He's actually a pretty good dude. And it turns out he was just shocked. You know what I mean? Like, who wouldn't be? And that's the whole point of me making this YouTube video. And I don't say this egotistically. And when I point out what I'm capable with in my account, it's only to provide you with proof data, not to like toot my horn. As a matter of fact, anyone in Evony can tell you, other than during fights, I get mouthy, but that's part of the fighting. But actually, I'm just a cool dude. I don't really care. I don't even actually chat that much. I'm just honestly into Evony, but I'm in here to show you my defense style because I really believe it's unique. It's really quite unique. I've shown that so far. I continue to show that. And it was shown to my buddy Cyber here because it was so absolutely out of the norm that he was baffled. He was just trying to come up with an explanation as, you know, to why that is. And I think he believes me now. I hope he believes me now that I don't bot. I hope in the future, and I will work really hard to do this either in this server or the next one. Next time I get in some kind of battle and it pops off, I'll just sloppily hit record. It may be a terrible video. We may record it terribly, but I'll try to pop off and get that real quick so you guys can see me do this process. And you're going to see it and you're going to go, oh, you're going to like put your palm on your forehead, you know, and go, don't. Seriously? It's that simple. Cyber's going to watch me do it and be like, you've got to be effing kidding me. Because, I mean, it's not very complex, actually. If you've got a competent account, if you can sit there and take a defense, those things are achievable. And then you can remain perfectly calm. That's achievable. And you can just come inside of your city and try out a weird way of fighting with buttons and in-city actions and see how it works for you. It works for me. Or I encourage you to try an entirely new method I haven't done, no one else has done, and create your own stuff, man. I mean, this game has become so vast. There's so many pockets you can get in. All right, let's get to some more interesting stuff because I'm boring you. Cyber, we're going to show these reports, man. I'm just going to show them real quick. Go over them just slightly. So we've got a nice, you know, often people are always talking to me about, okay, but how do you take powerful siege? Well, a siege rally would knock that down. Well, almost every video I do, I show siege rallies and how completely ineffective they are. And that is because in my unique way of playing, I've targeted the target. That's how I like to play. When something's really super effective and that's what everybody's using, why would we not dissect that, figure that out, and turn it on its head and use that common tactic against itself? So you just figure out how to defeat siege. It's not that difficult. You fumble your way through it, and every time you have a hole, fix it. Something doesn't work, fix it. You see something that's effective, increase it. And just sit there day by day and make all these changes and adjustments instead of looking at somebody else's guide or somebody else's video or Evonypedia and trying to meet some metric goal. Feel it out. What's working for you in your account? Accounts are so different based on so many different details available out there now that, God, it's just hard to say what's right and what's wrong. What I care about is what's effective. I've started a new server, the brand new one right now, whatever it is. I don't know, I've played 3 days or something, and I started that new account because I want to show getting to this point. I want to be able to show a new account and a new server and how that works too. So I'll be putting those videos in there. I think it's day 3 or something. I just want to show what you could do. I think I'm K30. I think my general's rank 1. Anyway, we'll go over there and look at that account, and I'll show you what you can do pretty quickly with a little bit of invest and how I begin working my way to this kind of account. In any case, let's look at this. Here's another siege rally coming in, and it's a good one. You know, they're always good ones. He's got good buffs. He's set up pretty good here. Sent things in. Obviously, this is where I shine on siege. You know, my debuffs look really good at everything. Okay, and then keep in mind these hit pretty much at once. There was very little hesitation between them. Now, what he was pointing out as impossible is, you see I have 5.6 billion power in this one. So that first hit took me down to 5.3. Funny enough, if you look at the power loss, 485, so essentially that would have taken me to 5.1. So you can see by the time the second one hit, I had already come back up to 5.3. So you might look at that at a glance and say, oh, you only went down 3 billion. Or 300 million, but actually no, I went down almost 500 million, but by the time the second wave hit, I had already come back up to 5.3. So this is what he was saying, that just has to be impossible. How could you so quickly heal that? Well, let's continue on. This one right here is an archer incoming, and this is where he really shines. He's got a nice archer attack, and he's at 20, almost 24 attack there on that archer. Again, his debuffs are staying pretty stable. Mine happen to be high. I do have high debuffs. Anyways, that was again a very successful defense for me, because archers just bounce. Archers just really can't do anything to my account either. Already comes in here. Oh, interesting. All right, so he comes in here with ground, and again, he's got pretty good stuff going on here. My stuff obviously stays consistent there. Oops, let's go back in there. So when you get to this third one, you see I'm at 5.2. I'm at 5.2 billion, but we go back to the second one, and actually it took 400 when I was at 5.3, so I should have been at 4.9. But by the time the third wave hit, and keep in mind, he sent these essentially all at once. I mean, of course, there's human hesitancy in there, and there's lag in Evony. So they hesitated a little, and they had a little staggerness to him, but he essentially launched these very successfully. He did a really good job. So by the time the third one hits, I've already recovered 300 million again in a matter of seconds, which actually is impressive to me too. I've never actually looked and paid attention to that rate, that revive rate right there, and believe you me, I'm going to stick to that tactic. In fact, I'm going to get better at it. I'm going to do that every time. I just sort of kind of fumble around and do it sometimes, but it's very successful. But you see, from his point of view, are you freaking kidding me? You know, for all they know, they could have beat me had that heal rate not taken place that quick, and for all I know, maybe they did too. I don't think so. I do it as a precaution. Why not? I'd rather pound you with more troops and mystify you on why they've returned than to just let you hit me and hope I win. But you know, maybe they would have won, and I get the frustration in why there was healing like that, and I hope that's explained now. But, okay, so we lost 300 million on 5.2. That would have taken me back to 4.9, and by the fourth wave, you can see I pushed it right back up again. It's pretty consistent. So it's 200 or 300 million I'm able to get between waves. 200 or 300 million, I'm sorry, but that's actually only a couple revives. You're doing 50 times at T14. They're quite powerful. You only have to really hammer that several times, and with lag accounted for, which apparently the lag on the attacks and the report coming through is just a little bit longer than the lag on revive, or at least it was tonight. That's nice to know. Anyways, he came at me here a fourth time, and he laid on in with the mounted. And, you know, nice progression, nice choice of approach. But again, you see it got absolutely obliterated because Archer's or Cav is not a good thing to send at me. It was. Cav was the right. There's nothing good to send at me. You might be saying to yourself, you just said none of that was good to send at you. Yeah, nothing's good to send at you. There's not an option. I mean, that's not an accident. I built my account especially that way. Why would you not build your account that way? So there's nothing good to send at me. But cavalry was hurting me. It was the last thing hurting me, and I couldn't really stitch that hole up. But I went ahead and focused on it, and I stitched it up. I went ahead and took care of that hole. And right now, for where we're sitting in the server amongst everybody else, I'm riding really good. I'm stitched up really nice. I can go to the enemy server. I can walk away and play a ball game, or, you know, have a Slurpee or a bottle or whatever, and not worry too much about it right now. Now, I'll have to keep growing. I'll have to keep leaping and going forward so that I keep pace with everyone else. There's going to be some people really powerful, and to be honest, it's a lot harder to keep your defense up to level and par than it is to keep your attack up to level and up to par. Let's be honest. It's a wave and a general you got to work on. The defense is across the board. It's big and major. So I'll try to keep up. And to be honest, I hope I lack a little bit because I like getting destroyed. That would be fun. Wouldn't that make some great videos? I get destroyed too. So I'll keep things even. I'll keep things back. I enjoy keeping my keep low. You know, 37, I like staying low. Of course, I like using the generals that look wacky, and I like people to look at me and be like, this is food, when really they're the food. That's my tactic. And I'm doing the same thing on the new server. I'm using the new Godfrey general. I think I got him in here. Let's look at him on this account. Well, I'll go into that new server and how I'm using yet again another freaking whack general on my wall. Godfrey right here. So this is my wall journal on the new server. Super weird, just like Subutai. And we will take a look at that account. Take a look at more of this one. And I will let you guys get off of here. This has already been a long video. It's been pretty cool. We do have a throne deal going here. I might have some more battles and some stuff popping up. If things get too heated or crazy, there's too much decimation, I will certainly fire the camera back up out of nowhere, and we'll do a little server versus server madness. Until then, thank you guys very much for joining me. If you have anything to ask, anything to add, anything to correct me on, anything you would like to talk about, hit me up in comments. If you want to add me on Ebony, let's chat, let's do it. My Discord is in the last video in comments if you guys want to add me on Discord. Let's get together. You guys have fun out there. Happy hunting. EvonyBites out.